Happy Halloween! Welcome back to the Tim Hayes YouTube channel. I'm your host, Tim Hayes. And this part 2 of my summer physical media haul for 2025. And you'll be wondering, well, if it's summer, why the jack-o'-lantern and the Happy Halloween? Well, we're now into fall, and this Friday is Halloween. And I just happened to buy some horror movies on Blu-ray and 4K over the summer. So on with part 2 of my physical media update. Summer 2025 going into fall and Halloween season. Yeah. Yeah. There is one non-horror Halloween-related Blu-ray I wanted to show off for part 2, since I'm also into classic cartoons like Looney Tunes, and of course Popeye, Betty Boop, Tom and Jerry. Well, over the summer, Warner Archive put out the start to a new series of Blu-rays in their Looney Tunes line of Blu-rays. They had Collector's Choice and the Platinum Collection. Well, now they started a new collection of Blu-rays called Looney Tunes Collector's Vault, starting with Volume 1. The Looney Tune Vault is open. Here they are. More Looney Tunes, more merry melodies, and more laughs. Now restored on Blu-ray disc at long last by popular demand. These are the rarest titles, the biggest ones, or the biggest stars, the most requested cartoons direct from the Looney Tunes Vault. Disc 1 presents 25 choice cartoons never before released on DVD or Blu-ray, including deep cuts directed by Tex Avery, Chuck Jones, Fritz Freleng, and Ben Hardaway and Cal Dalton. Disc 2 contains select fan favorites making their HD debut as part of a Looney Tunes collection featuring the all-star team Bugs Bunny, Porky Pig, Foghorn Leghorn, Tweety, and the first appearances of Speedy Gonzales, 1953, Pepe Le Pew, 1945, and Daffy Duck, 1937. The vault is now open, and the characters are on the loose. Best of all, they are yours to keep, to watch whenever you wish. And Disc 1 contains the following cartoons: Bars and Stripes Forever, Beauty and the Beast, Day at the Zoo, and Day at the Zoo seems to be one of those public domain Looney Tunes cartoons I keep seeing on YouTube, but in really horrible VHS quality. The Dixie Friar, Double or Mutton, Each Dawn I Crow, Easy Perkins, Feather Dusted, A Fox in a Fix, Goodnight Elmer, The Goofy Gophers, I'd Love to Take Orders from You, and that's a fun one. I thought that would never make it onto Blu-ray or even DVD. That's one I've seen. Last I saw a few months back, it was either on MeTV Plus when they still did their Sunday night cartoons, or it was on MeTV Tunes when the new MeTV Tunes channel took over the Sunday night cartoons from MeTV Plus. And a kitty's kitty, let it be me, let it be me. Oh, don't tell me I'm gonna need new glasses. Yeah, let it be me. Uh, Fox and Hounds, Quackadile Tears, Woolen and Abel, Robin Hood Makes Good, The Squawk and Hawk, Terror Stricken, Tweet and Lovely, Tweety Circus, and that's another fun one. Two's a Crowd, Wild About Hurry, and Zip and Snort. Yeah, Zip and Snort. So that's all disc 1. Disc 2, Ain't She Tweet. Banty Raids. Birth of a Notion. Bye Bye Bluebeard. Cattails for 2. Daffy Dilly. Daffy Duck and Egghead. G Wiz and Gonzalez's Tamales. Hair conditioned, not air conditioned, hair as in rabbit. Hair trigger. Hair trimmed. Horton hatches the egg based on the Dr. Seuss story or book. And Little Boy Boo. It's another fun one. Much Ado About Nutting. Odorable Kitty. It's another Speedy Gonzales, or not Speedy, Pepe Le Pew. Past Perfumance. Porky's Duck Hunt in black and white. Rabbit Punch. Red Riding Hoodwinked. Rhapsody Rabbit. Show Business. Tom, Turk, and Daffy. That's one Thanksgiving themed Looney Tunes cartoon. Two Crows. From Tacos. Or from Tacos. From Tacos. And Zoom and Board. And Looney Tunes Collector's Vault Volume 1 is intended for the adult collector and may not be suitable for children. Well, I watched these cartoons when I was little, so... It's in 1080p, high definition, 16 by 9, 1.37 by 1 with side mat, so window boxed. And audio DTS HDMA English 2.0 mono and subtitles in English SDH, so deaf and hard of hearing English subtitles. It's all, looks like it's all cartoon shorts. So it looks like you get the whole Looney Tunes gang. Bugs, Daffy, Tweety and Sylvester, Porky, Speedy Gonzales, Pepe Le Pew, Foghorn Leghorn, the Roadrunner, and Wile E. Coyote. And some of the lesser knowns. So Bugs Bunny and the whole gang. Looney Tunes Collector's Vault Volume 1 from Warner Archive. Bought this off of Amazon and Prime over the summer. So now we get into some Halloween horrors, starting with another Amazon Prime buy. This one being summer blockbuster, probably. Well, I wouldn't call it one of the first, since The Exorcist came out first, and then Psycho came out before that, and those were pretty much blockbusters. But I ended up buying the new 4K edition of Jaws, this being the 50th anniversary edition, and it, like the past edition, it's an Ultra HD 4K and Blu-ray combo, along with the digital code streaming copy. But this version includes the all-new documentary, Jaws at 50, the definitive inside story, and the only other way you could watch this was, I believe, via Disney Plus and Hulu, which is now part of Disney Plus. Or maybe, yeah, I think it was Disney Plus, and then I think they put it with maybe their National Geographic specials. But I don't have Disney Plus, and I'd rather support physical media. It's like my friend Greg, Fanzine Vid said, is always support physical media. It truly is the superior format, whether it be 4K, VHS, Blu-ray, DVD, CD, books, audio cassette, you name it. But bonus features: the making of Jaws, the shark is still working, the impact and legacy of Jaws, Jaws the restoration, deleted scenes and outtakes from the set, and the original theatrical trailer. And Jaws at 50, the definitive inside story. Steven Spielberg shares an authorized look inside the story of Jaws in this documentary. From Peter Benchley's epic novel to Spielberg's film, Jaws continues to influence pop culture, cinema, and shark conservation, with interviews from Hollywood's most influential directors and shark scientists. The legend of Jaws is endless. And there's a little bit more information, but I don't want to read that. And I believe it's 2 Blu-rays plus the Ultra HD 4K, so I don't have a 4K setup, but I do have a Blu-ray player right behind me. So the Jaws at 50 is on 2K Blu-ray, so I'm happy about that. I don't know when I'll ever get a 4K TV and player. So Jaws, the 50th anniversary 4K Blu-ray combo pack containing the Jaws at 50, the definitive inside story, another summer physical media buy I bought from Amazon Prime. And this won't be as long of a video. I've got a lot of physical media to catch up on. But since covered Universal Pictures with Jaws. I'm now getting into the Scream Factory Blu-rays I bought over the summer. These being ones I bought off directly from Shout, which I heard that they might be stopping to produce physical media just to do streaming, which I'm hoping isn't the case. It looks like they're just not going to sell physical media directly through their website anymore. But this other film ties in with Jaws, not only because it was also released by Universal Pictures, but it's a bit reminiscent of a horror movie that Steven Spielberg, director of Jaws, made for TV back in the 70s, right before Spielberg made Jaws. I believe he had made the movie Duel, about a car that's just driving by itself. It's either a car or a truck is chasing after a guy. Well, this one's been referred to as the Grindhouse version of Spielberg's Duel. If it's a frightening, clever, violent, and surprising shameless Jaws copycat you crave, hijack the ride, arrow in the head. Fasten your seatbelts for the terrifying thrill ride that has become a cult classic. The peaceful tranquility of a small western town is disturbed when a murderous car wrecks havoc by viciously mowing down innocent victims. The new sheriff, Wade Parent, James Brolin, the Amityville Horror. He was also in the 80s TV series Hotel. May be the only one who can stop this menace in its tracks, but what Wade Parent doesn't realize is that the driver of this indestructible vehicle is far more dangerous than any man because it is driven by pure evil. The high-octane thriller has an all-star genre cast including John Marley, Death Dream, Ronny Cox, RoboCop, Kathleen Lloyd, It Lives Again, R.G. Armstrong, Race with the Devil and Evil Speak, Roy Jensen, Soylent Green, Melody Thomas Scott, Piranha and the Fury, Kim Richards, Assault on Precinct 13. Is that Tootie from Facts of Life? Kim Richards? Or no, that was Kim Fields, I think. And then Kyle Richards, Halloween. I believe Kyle Richards played the little girl in the original Halloween. Special features new interviews with director Elliot Silverstein and actors Melody Scott Thomas and Geraldine Keams, theatrical trailer, TV spot, radio spots, and still gallery. And this is from 1977, the year I was born. 97 minutes. Special features not rated, and it's rated PG, color, region A locked. And DTS HD master audio stereo, 1080p high definition widescreen, and 2.35 by 1, which I believe that's the same aspect ratio as Jaws, so Technoscope widescreen, like the Frankie and Annette Beach Party films and the Steve Reeves Hercules movies and Star Wars movies. So the car from Shout Factory, part of their Scream Factory line. And one I have had on DVD, but I never watched my DVD copy since I had checked it out from the public library, but I just had to have my own DVD. Well, now this made-for-TV movie miniseries is out on Blu-ray from Universal Pictures, but put out part of Shout Factory Scream. Frankenstein, The True Story, and this came on NBC TV back in 1973. It was British produced. So this is in a 1.33 by 1 since it was a TV movie that was two-part miniseries. Since I was born 77, I didn't see this till Sci-Fi Channel reran it a number of years back. The epic TV movie comes to life in HD. Experience all the horror and suspense of the timeless Frankenstein story. Now available on Blu-ray for the first time, featuring an incredible cast including Jane Seymour, who later became Dr. Quinn, Medicine Woman on CBS TV, Agnes Moorehead and Dora from TV's Bewitched, Michael Saracen, don't know if he's still alive, but he's a Canadian citizen, but he did a great job playing a British Frankenstein monster in this. He's probably better known for the drive-in cult classic, The Reincarnation of Peter Proud. And this also stars James Mason, who is the film version of Jules Verne's Journey to the Center of the Earth from the 50s, and Leonard Whiting, who is Romeo in Franco Zeffirelli's Romeo and Juliet. He plays Dr. Frankenstein in this. This film faithfully retells Mary Shelley's unforgettable story. Well, not quite. And when I read a library book on either horror or sci-fi movies, a question was brought up about this. How can this be a true story when it's a work of fiction? Victor Frankenstein's medical experiments result in the shocking discovery that he can revive the dead, but when the creature he brings forth becomes a killer, is anyone safe? Find out in this gruesome, heart-pounding thriller created by legendary talent such as screenwriter Christopher Isherwood and makeup artist Roy Ashton. Experience the tragedy and terror of Frankenstein like never before. Just a little bit of trivia. David McCallum, who was, I believe, was either TV's Man from U.N.C.L.E. or the girl from U.N.C.L.E. He was in one of those, and he was in the Invisible Man TV show, and primetime TV fans will know him best as Ducky from NCIS. But he plays Dr. Henry Clerval, Dr. Victor Frankenstein's buddy. Special features: new 2K scan of the original film elements for the two-part television movie event, new interviews with Drs. Jane Seymour, Leonard Whiting, and writer Don Bachardy, new audio commentary with historian filmmaker Sam Irwin, and it's 183 minutes. It was originally shown on NBC back in 1973 in two parts. With commercials, it was 4 hours long. In fact, when Sci-Fi Channel reran it, they reran it on a Saturday night for 4 hours with commercials, but then they reran it during the week just in 2 parts, like it originally aired, airing over 2 days. It's from 1973, English subtitles SDH subtitles. It's mono audio, region A locked, not rated since it was TV. It's from Universal Pictures. So now we go into Columbia Pictures territory, which is now part of Sony, but when they licensed to Scream, but a little bit of a connection to Universal Pictures. Bela Lugosi being best known for his role as Dracula in the 1931 movie Dracula. And he only ended up playing Dracula again in Abbott and Costello Meet Frankenstein. He played a vampire count in Mark of the Vampire. Well, maybe not a real vampire. But in Return of the Vampire, he played a doctor slash vampire count. Maybe not a count, just a vampire. Beauty at the Mercy of a Monster. The Return of the Vampire with Bela Lugosi. And I don't know. I don't think that is from Return of the Vampire. That looks more like. That looks a little bit too modern. This is supposed to be early 1900s. That looks a little bit too much like the 30s or 40s. I'm thinking that is from Return of the Ape Man. Because that looks more like the Ape Man rather than the werewolf that's in this. Bela Lugosi rises from the crypt in this blood-curdling horror classic. In 1918, Armand Tesla Bela Lugosi, a 200-year-old Hungarian vampire, prowls the English countryside, feeding from the jugulars of the villagers, but Tesla's reign of terror is interrupted when a pair of scientists, Lady Jane, Frida Inescort, and Sir John Ainsley Rolando Varno drive a railroad spike through his heart. The undead Tesla remains safely entombed for 2 decades until the impact from a stray Nazi bomb releases him. So yeah, this is World War II era, so it is a little bit more modern. Along with his werewolf servant Andreas Ombre Matt Willis, the resurrected vampire now plots vengeance on the family that put a halt to his nocturnal feasting. But I still think that is from Return of the Ape Man, since this was from 1943, and Return of the Ape Man, I think, was released in 44. But funny thing, Paramount, I believe, has the rights to Return of the Ape Man and Voodoo Man. This being Sony Columbia Pictures, so I don't know where they got that from. So that just looks too much like an ape man rather than werewolf. But maybe Maybe that's just some bearded tough guy. Special features, new commentary with author, film historian Lee Gavin, new commentary with author, film historian Gary Don Rhodes, new commentary with film historian Troy Haworth, theatrical trailer, and a still gallery, and it's 1080p, high definition 1.33 by 1, and DTS HD Master Audio Mono, Region A locked, English subtitles, 1943, 70 minutes, not rated. So, Return of the Vampire starring Bela Lugosi. Another classic horror, more Halloween themed. Yeah, Sony Columbia Pictures title, but licensed Shout Factory for the Scream Factory. Blu-ray 4K line. And then one from Paramount Pictures that's... Yeah, I believe Scream Factory only got the Blu-ray rights to this, so I believe Kino got the 4K rights to this, so there's either a 4K or 4K Blu-ray combo pack that Kino put out. Okay, that has got to be it. I thought this one was R. It says it's PG. This one, I think, gets pretty violent for the late 70s. Creature feature. Realistic, dramatically acted and supported with graphic violence, Prophecy is not easily forgotten. It stands towering amidst the subgenre from which it spawned bloody disgusting. Robert Foxworth, Damien Omen II, and Talia Shire, Rocky and The Godfather star as a doctor and his wife who travel to Maine to research the impact of the lumber industry on the local environment. They begin to investigate a succession of mysterious and terrifying events, ecological freaks of nature, and a series of bizarre and grisly human deaths. Something unimaginably horrible waits in the woods, something unwittingly created by man, that will become an uncontrollable, merciless machine of destruction. Veteran director John Frankenheimer, The Island of Dr. Moreau, presents a gritty, violent, and deadly film that packs a death punch with very vivid, nightmarish special effects, bloody disgusting. Special features new interviews with actors Talia Shire and Robert Foxworth, writer David Seltzer, special effects artist Tom Berman and Alan Apone, and mime artist Tom McLaughlin, theatrical trailer and photo gallery. It's in DTS HD Master Audio Stereo, 1080p high definition widescreen at 2.35, region A locked in color. PG from Paramount Pictures, 1979. 102 minutes. So Prophecy. So I believe this is about like a killer bear monster. I think maybe they go after its baby, which is like this baby pig bear monster. So we are almost at 35 minutes. So I will be doing a recap now. So for second half of my summer 2025 physical media buys from Amazon Prime, I bought Looney Tunes Collector's Vault Volume 1. It's all classic Looney Tunes, Merry Melodies cartoons featuring Bugs Bunny and friends. And then also from Amazon Prime, the 4K Ultra HD plus digital code combo of Jaws, the 50th anniversary edition, containing Jaws at 50, the definitive inside story. And then from Amazon Prime, or not from Amazon, from Shout Factory, I bought the Scream Factory Blu-rays of The Car, starring James Brolin, Universal Picture. And then another Universal Picture, a TV movie that was a two-part miniseries produced, I believe, probably by the BBC for Universal Pictures, Frankenstein, the True Story. And then from Columbia Pictures / Sony for the Shout Factory, Scream Factory line from 1943, The Return of the Vampire, starring Count Dracula himself, Bela Lugosi. And then from Paramount, Last of the Scream Factory summer buys, Prophecy. She lives, don't move, don't breathe. There's nowhere to run. She will find you. So, this being the end of part 2 of my physical media update for summer 2025, going into fall and Halloween, since it's now fall and October. Halloween is Friday, so happy Halloween. I hope to have part 3 coming up soon, since I've got a lot more horror and drive-in thrillers to cover in my collection. So keep an eye out for part 3 coming soon, and keep an eye out for another Star Wars toy video. And speaking of toys, since it's Halloween, I've got all my 3.75-inch Super 7 Classic Monsters figures set up. Count Dracula and Vampira from Plan 9 from Outer Space, Frankenstein and his bride, the Mummy, the Mole People Man, and the Metaluna Mutant from This Island Earth, the Lon Chaney Sr., Phantom of the Opera, the Invisible Man, the Creature from the Black Lagoon, and then Vincent Price figure with the little Raven figurine, and Lon Chaney Jr. Wolfman. So those are all set up for Halloween. So happy Halloween, and thank you for watching. Yeah.